Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Don't fall. We gotta park here so we can catch up before we get on the road. I feel so bad for that. Ah! Hi, welcome to the video. I'm Melissa, I write books. It's day 2 of November. It's not. Yeah, it is. It's November 2nd. Yes, it's day 2 of November. I am driving home this morning. It's about 10, which is later than I wanted to get on the road. But you know what, whatever. It's gonna happen. And I got myself a little bacon, egg, and cheese for the road. Writing plans for today. I will get home around a little afternoon, which is really unfortunate. I want to go to the pool, and I would need to go out by 1 is the latest I can arrive before all the children at the pool decide that they want to get there. So, which is great because the pool is for everyone. So I won't be able to write until I get back from there, which will be around 2. And I have to be at church starting at 5, from 5 to 7:30 essentially is when I'm going to be there. And so I'll have like 2 to 5 to write today. I could do it later in the evening, but I still need to edit this video. And so unfortunately that means that the writing is going to happen from 2 to 5 today, which I tend to not like to write from 2 to 5. I'm really debating, like I still need to edit through chapter 1 from yesterday. And so maybe I'll just edit through chapter 1 for today because I kind of had planned, like I'm out of town this weekend. Like I don't need to hit the chapter a day. And I also am really behind on things like laundry. Really just laundry. I think the rest of my house is decent. It's just the laundry and most of it's clean. I just need to fold it and organize it. You know, I haven't had a Diet Coke in like 2 weeks. We'll see if I regret it. Maybe I'll say like I'll write for 1 hour and as much of the next chapter as I can get in that time is good enough because I really want to start the week off strong, and so maybe some potential there too, but we will see as we get into the day. But that's kind of the game plan. Go to the pool, get maybe an hour of writing in, and then do laundry, get kind of reset for the week, and then maybe I'll have a little extra time to finish up the writing because then in the evening I will be editing this video. But I don't know, I'm later in November, in a couple days, I'm hoping to have like a video, like a pre-recorded video go out so then I can get ahead with editing so I won't have to edit that night, if that makes sense. But you don't really care about that. Let's get on the road. I haven't had a bacon, egg, and cheese in a while either, but I'm so excited for my drive because so many people are posting daily videos and I'm so excited. Taylor's attempting daily videos, Natalie's attempting daily videos, Caitlin's attempting daily. I am locked in. Everyone's posting. I'm so pumped. This is the Renaissance. We're so back, baby. We're so. There's Taylor. Oh my gosh, hi Taylor.
Because
locked in. Oh yeah. Hi, I thought I would do a little what is in my swim bag because I always talk about going to the pool and I never show you anything. Mostly because the locker room is a lawless land. Okay? People are doing crazy things in the locker room wearing absolutely nothing. So I'm not going to bring a camera in there. Diabolical and very unethical and bad. Anyway, so I always have a swimsuit. I usually wear it below, underneath what I wear, like sweatpants or something. This is one of mine. But I also bring a towel with me. They have towels there, but I'm bringing my own that's big enough. Zero power. I also bring these shower shoes that I wear like in the locker room, in the sauna, in the shower, around the pool because I'm not getting nasty gangrene or whatever's on the floor. Goggles and my swim cap. I used to have a black swim cap, but I don't know where it went. I think I lost it in the locker room. And then sometimes they throw things away, which like, why are they doing that? But this is my swim cap from my triathlon that I did a few years ago. So I had one, I'm like, I'm not gonna go buy another one. So I always have a swim cap and goggles. If I forget them, I do not swim because girl, I'm not getting chlorine in my eyes. What do you mean? I have all of my I have lotion, some Vanna cream. Hi, we're finishing the whatever this is, haul. It's not a haul. What's in my bag? Question mark? In the car because my camera died. That is my camera's top skill, is dying on really good moments. I just need to get into a habit of charging it overnight and it'll be fine. But we need to get into what products I bring. I mostly only shower at the gym, which seems crazy and insane, but it's such a it's just such a good reset for me going to the pool. Like I swim for like maybe half an hour, maybe. And then I go to the sauna for like 15 minutes and then I like do this full everything shower. I don't shave or anything like that, so it's not like a real everything shower, but you know what I mean. And then I'm like, I'm a new woman. Whatever else happened today, I don't even know her. So I have just my shampoo and conditioner, which is just Pantene Curl. I tried going like super natural with the shampoos and stuff, and it just like doesn't touch my hair. And so it just looks greasy all the time. So I'm back to the parabens. I don't know what they're going to do to me, but they clean my hair. So I only use conditioner after I swim because like chlorine and also the sauna is very drying. So that's why I use conditioner. I usually don't if I'm just showering at home. Then I also have this soap bar that's a Panoxyl bar. So Panoxyl is like an acne wash, and it usually only comes in like a bottle, you know? But I found these bars and I think they actually work better. I don't know if they're like a higher percentage of benzoyl peroxide or whatever, but if you're an acne girly and you need like a body bar, I also feel like soap is easier to put on than like a body wash. I don't know, that maybe that's insane, but like I feel like this soap has worked better than the body washes. So recommend. And then I also have this Dove Hydration Boost body wash that's like a moisturizer that I use after the Panoxyl. And then the moisturizer that I showed you earlier, which is just like Vanna Cream. It's like the most basic moisturizer. My dermatologist was like, that's the one. That is like the most basic one. Doesn't have any like dyes or whatever. I don't know. So that is my routine, and I put a lot of lotion on after I go to the pool because it's very drying, and if I'm like going to the pool every other day or 4, 5 to 6 times a week, we gotta be moisturizing, everybody. I'm gonna go now to the pool, so you will see me then, but I'm going to be thinking about Dahlia's first chapter when I'm there because that's what I have to write next. I mean, I have to edit through Cecil's chapter, which will probably take half hour to 45 minutes, but the next thing I need to do is write Dahlia's first chapter. And I kind of fell into this trap because when I was thinking about the ending of the book and the beginning of book 2, I had really been so hyper focused on like the ending and like the twist of it and like the impact that it will have on Cecil, but I didn't really think a lot about like how is Dahlia reckoning with this, because it's one of those complicated things where she has known about this. I'm trying to be vague. I don't know how clear I'm being. Like this is something that she has been grappling with off page. Like she hasn't been thinking about this actively, where like it is something that impacts her life, and so she has thought about it in the past and grappled with it in the past, but we haven't seen her grappling with it. Like this is the first time it's coming into play now in the present. And so I really need to think about like what is her relationship to this piece of information and how like this development with this thing that's happening is going to impact her in a huge way. And I need to figure out like how does that impact her specifically in this scene is like really important. And I have some crumbs of how, and I like where it's going, but I think I do need to think through how she actively like grapples with everything that happened at the end of the book in a way that's also interesting in a scene. This is what I'm struggling with in these 2 opening scenes is like, we need to react to what happened at the end of the first book, but also we're at the beginning of a new book, so we need to be setting up the conflict and the new stakes and like the new relationships and characters and everything. And it can't just be like a reflection chapter because we're starting a new book. And so I think that has been the struggle with this particular part of the book. There's a lot of people here, I fear, and they all look like they're going to the pool, and I'm kind of mad about it. But I need to really get over it because I can share a lane. I'm fine sharing a lane. I will do it. And I don't even really need to swim for that long because I plan to swim a lot this week, and I just need to go a little bit. I'm mostly here because I want to do the whole everything shower and sauna situation. So I'll just do a quick swim, but I do want to think through just this week. I also like to reflect on the week in the pool and then think about these certain plot things as well. Let's do it. Let's go. Hi. It's almost 3, so a little later than I thought I would be getting started, but I needed to eat and just have a moment. So I'm not beating myself up about it too much. I wanted to find a way to track my words for the month, even though I will likely not be going for 50K because I'm going to be doing those edits coming up. But I wanted to have it tracked somewhere. So I joined Brielle's Track Bear leaderboard. I did set the goal for 50,000 because there's a little part of me that's like, maybe the edits won't be that much. Like maybe I'll be able to do them and also write 50,000 words. So that's my delusion of the day. Just thinking maybe I could do that. But what we need to do in the meantime is work on the book. I think I'm going to do some Vivaldi sprints, which is a diabolical thing to say as though you all just like know what that is. If you've been watching the last few videos, you probably do, but like for me to just say, I'm going to do some Vivaldi sprints as though that's a thing that anyone has ever done ever. Essentially, I'm going to listen to the Four Seasons, which is about 40 minutes long, and see how much I can get through. I also yesterday was listening to the Queen's Gambit playlist, which I like the album from the show, which I used to write to that all the time. And that's another great, like, honestly, if you're reading fantasy, if you're reading thriller, it's like ominous, a lot of violin, you know, that's kind of my vibe for writing music. Maybe I'll listen to that actually. How long is that all the way through? It's an hour 30. That's a little ambitious. But I started it yesterday though, and I'm on the 14th song out of like 37. Maybe I'll just listen to like the second half of the album. Maybe, I don't know. For the actual writing I'm doing though, I'm gonna start with editing through Cecil's chapter, which I have no idea how long it's gonna take, to be honest. I don't know if there's a ton of content changes, but I know I'm gonna want to expand in certain areas. Because I didn't really have a plan when I started writing it. I just kind of went for it. And now kind of reflecting on like what movement we need to make in the plot, I'll probably expand in some interiority and probably flesh out their conversation as well. And then I would like to get some sort of a start on Dahlia's chapter. I did think about it a little bit in the pool, but to be honest, the pool was a crazy time because there was a giant water aerobics class happening. Like, I was still able to swim it's like a 6-lane pool and there were 2 lanes open for lap swim. And these people are going for it, you know? So it was like very loud music. I kept getting distracted. So it wasn't a lot of thinking time, but it's still like good, just clarity wise. And then there was also a million people in the women's locker room. I don't know what was the aerobics class was happening, but I specifically ended my laps before the water aerobics people came in because then it would have been crazy. And there were like 8 people in the sauna. I still went, but usually I can think a little bit in the sauna, not today. All you're thinking about in the sauna, if there's more than like 3 people in the sauna, is like, oh my gosh, we're all in the sauna together. That's like all you can think about. It was good. I am just tired. I think this weekend is also catching up with me a little of like the driving, and I stayed up like well past midnight both nights. And I did get like a good amount of sleep both nights. Like I think I slept for 7-8 hours still, but all that being said, I'm not gonna try to go too hard and too crazy today. I'm just going to, I think my main goal is just going to be to get through chapter 1. And if I finish chapter 1 and it takes me longer than like 30 minutes, I'll probably just do that for the day and then call it. Cause I don't know if I want to start Dahlia's chapter tired. Like I think I want to start it with really good energy. So TBD on that. But what we were for sure going to do is edit through Cecil's chapter. So let's get into it.
Signal in a dream. So
okay, it's like 3:40. I don't know what time I started that, to be honest. It wasn't 3 yet though, so I think it has been around an hour. That took a lot more finessing than I don't know. But honestly, it is good. I've trying to stop comparing like, oh, but last chapter it didn't take, like each chapter is going to take the time it takes, and some of them are just going to be longer than others, and like that's fine, you know? It ended around 2,000 words, which, so I added 300 words, but I also deleted a bunch, so I think, I don't know. I am feeling much better about the chapter. It's still a little clunky, I think, but I think it's just the nature of exposition and like writing a scene like this for the first time, really, because we're setting up a book. So I need to like do all of this recap that I haven't had to do before, because you don't need to recap things if it's in the same book. Like you don't need to do like a little like, like ever since she did this, like I'm not sitting here just like recounting the whole end of book 1, but I do want to like remind the reader of specific details from scenes that he would be thinking about. And so I think it really is the first time I'm writing a scene like this, because I haven't written a sequel before. Well, legally I have, but I only got like 90 pages into it, and I was not doing this kind of expositional work. It was essentially just a continuation of the same story. And I was in high school. So I think it's a little clunky on a line level, actually, because it's just going, or on a scene level, because it's like really all that happens in the scene is like him and this other character have a conversation that sort of like, it's like one line of dialogue from the other character, and then Cecil thinks for 4 paragraphs about like what happened last time and how's it going and how am I feeling and this is the betrayal and blah blah blah, and then there's like the answering line of dialogue. But then it does, I think it reads okay. And then like the conversation kind of goes from taking the back seat in the first half of the scene to the front seat in the second half of the scene. Like the first half of the scene, it's very like, how's it going? How, like, slay, like what's going on? And then it allows Cecil to like reflect and think about how he's feeling about things without just starting with an info dump. But then once the conversation shifts to a different point, then like the reflection kind of takes a back seat and they're able to go back and forth a little bit more. But then at the end, it kind of sits back on this reflection, and it leaves him sort of like, so it sort of leaves the reader not knowing how, like we know how he feels, sort of, like we know how he feels, like we know how he feels, but we don't know exactly what he's going to do. And I love when books do this. There's a scene in 6 of Crows where a character is about to be like they've been captured, sort of, not really, but like they've been surrounded and captured, and in the interiority it goes like, this character didn't quite know what they were going to do. Like it leaves it unclear what the character is going to do. Because a lot of times in scenes where a character is being interrogated or something like that, where someone's trying to get information out of them, you know as the reader like what they're gonna do. Usually it's like they're like, you're reading it and you're like, okay, we know the main character's not gonna give up information, because they're thinking that. The character's like, I'm not gonna give up any information. And then usually what happens in those kinds of scenes is then a threat emerges that wasn't there before that makes them reconsider, or they just like end up suffering a lot to not give up the information. But I feel like it's kind of, you can kind of put the pieces together here of like, at the beginning of this book, Cecil's in this sort of position where he's about to be interrogated and you don't quite know what he's going to do at the end of this chapter. And I kind of like leaving on that little cliffhanger of like, is he going to reveal certain information or is he not? Like he's kind of in an interesting position. I should probably just say too, like, I'm not gonna go spoiling like major things, but like, because I'm working on book 2, it might end up like sort of subliminally spoiling things for book 1. But I'm trying to keep it on like a book jacket level of like, if you're reading the second book of a series and someone got like kidnapped, let's say at the beginning of, at the end of this first one, in the jacket of the second book, it's gonna be like taken by their enemies, this character does this, you know, but it doesn't like fully spoil the first book, but you could like, you find out if you were to read the back of that book that in the first book things don't end well, right? And I think you probably could have guessed that if you know me at all. That's how the book was end. Because I've literally on this channel asked for recommendations before of fantasy duologies where one of the main love interests gets kidnapped at the end of the book. Like I literally, like it's all there for future reference. I don't know. Who knows when or if this book will ever see the light of day, but just if you don't want to be spoiled at all, I guess just pretend you forgot. I don't know. It is almost 4 now. And so I have about an hour before I need to be at church today. So I'm going to try to get a handle on the laundry because it's truly abysmal. What happened was I had all this clean laundry and I brought it up into the baskets and I was folding it on my living room floor and I was like sort of halfway through it. And then I had people coming over. So I was like, oh no, I don't have time to fold all this laundry. So then I just threw the clean laundry on the floor of other rooms. And so now I'm like picking through, but then some of it's becoming dirty because it's just a mess. So I need to just put all of the laundry in one location and just fold it all and commit to folding it all. Okay, that's what's happening for the rest of the day. That's the main priority, okay? First of all, I'm gonna put like, what is it, 250 words in Track Bear? Woohoo!
Travel on by locomotive, turning of the century. See their fine clothes, soot is turning, satin's black as the night can be. But there's a new line, the Lackawanna, the coal as green as a mountain spring. Through the forest and over water, Northern Railway beauty sings. Didn't you know that Miss Phoebe Stone, her dress stays white both day and night upon the road of anthracite?